Might have one of the cooler reviews for you today and demos. This, if you recognize the headstock or can read the title of this video, is a Reverend. Very cool brand. Honestly, don't know a whole lot about the company. I've known that I've liked Reverends ever since I saw one played on stage by a guitarist from the band Convictions, and I've kind of wanted one ever since. So picked this up at a very good price on a going out of business sale, unfortunately. So, yeah, we have one. This is a Charger model, Reverend Charger, and they come in a couple different configurations, but they're all relatively similar at least. It's usually different just pickups and whatnot. And kind of the cool thing that Reverend does on a lot of models is they have a P90 in the neck position. I think that's really cool. But we got the double humbucker model. It was a little bit cheaper. And I really like this root beer kind of red brown finish that shows every fingerprint, as you can see. This finish is called Violin Brown, and it is very reminiscent of like an old antique violin, trying to get it good in the light. It's gorgeous, really nice, cream binding on the side, very, very just attractive overall look. Got that kind of Telecaster shape with the traditional Telecaster control plate there. And then the unique thing, and what makes this really cool, is it has a bass contour knob at the top. So that is something I've never had on a guitar. So kind of built-in EQ. And it actually does a lot. It's not just a gimmick or anything. It's actually pretty cool. But anyways, these are Charger house-made pickups. I can't remember what they call them, but they're stock pickups. They're just whatever they, wind up in-house for humbuckers. We've got three-way Telecaster, controls at the bottom. We've got volume and tone. That very cool bass contour knob up top. The whole body, I believe, is Carina, if I remember correctly. And we have a rosewood fingerboard on there. The back is a roasted maple neck, and it's awesome. Really, really like that. Comes stock with locking and staggered tuners, which I know is very hard to see. But locking, and they're Reverend branded. They're not Grover or Hipshot or anything. But Reverend branded locking tuners, and they are staggered, if you can kind of see, but you can't. The two on your bass strings are higher than your other two. And I like staggered tuners. I just think they're cool. Is it a gimmick? Yeah, you don't really need them. One other thing that I forgot to mention, very cool string tree. You can see it there. So you do have that Fender headstock kind of dip down where it doesn't, it doesn't actually break away on the strings. So you do need a string tree. And this has a 3-string string tree. So I actually really like that. I just think it's neat. Very cool. And looks awesome. So comes with bone nut, as you would expect for guitars in this price range. And these things, this exact model is on Sweetwater right now for $1,200. I didn't pay anywhere near $1,200 for it. But that's kind of, the $1,000 price range is about what you get on Reverends. And this is made in Korea, I believe. And I should have looked this up. Yep, this is made in Korea. So a very solid Korean guitar. Fretwork is immaculate, as you would expect. You don't feel literally anything. You can see the really nice bevel on the end of the frets. It plays great. I've been playing it a ton. I do need to change these strings. These are what I bought it with. I haven't done that yet. But just sounds really good. We're on a clean channel right now through the Spark 40. And this is on bridge position with the bass all the way up. And we'll demo that bass contour knob a bit. So trying to get some stuff with bass in it, with good bass. So you can hear it. It kind of sounds, like you would expect. This is the bass all the way drained out. to me, gives it that ultra twangy classic Strat or classic Tele vibe, single coil vibes. So it is it's not a one or another, it blends. So really, really nice. I like it. Kind of hear. It's really, the more you work out, the more twangy it gets, and the more single coil it sounds like. It's not a coil tap, and these are not push-pull. It's not a coil tappable guitar. I actually think that is a little bit too much high end, so go to the middle position, which I really like. Roll in a bit more. Sounds fantastic. I like it for this cleaner stuff, like kind of right around the middle, because it's different and just gives it a cool vibe. And it's not quite set up how I like it. There's a little bit on that low string, a little bit of buzz in there. That's kind of driving me a little nuts, but like I said, I haven't changed the strings, set it up, done anything. Sounds really good, plays phenomenal, all the way on the neck. One of my favorite songs. Actually not trying to play that entire song, I just really like it. But there you go. That's clean stuff and messing around with the knob. And again, I like it just rolled back a little bit. That's a lot of bass when it's all the way up. And there we kind of cut through the mix a little bit, because we've got that treble more or less boosted. But this is a double humbucker guitar. Let's put it on the bridge and play some metal, of course. Plays phenomenally, but still that hasn't changed. Sounds killer. That's the bass all the way up. If we drain it all the way out of the metal, it gets weird. So same riff. much thinner tone, but again, the blend is kind of where, going on and off is showing the extremes. Just sounds great. I really like it. Do a little bit different. Really screams on that top end, which is awesome. It sounds killer. We'll go to more of a doomier black metal, and we'll go to the middle position and roll about maybe half the bass out. Cool. I love that riff. One of my absolute favorite metal riffs of all time. Ooh, played that like shit. Yeah, that's not how that song's supposed to sound. We can crank it up, go back to the bridge. Not exactly how Crazy Train's supposed to sound. Maybe a little too powerful there. Just sounds really good. I really like this guitar. It's pretty sick. So put it on that reverb kind of distortion channel again. And cool thing too, if we suck all the bass out and all the tone out on the tone knob, and we're in the middle position here, you get kind of a lo-fi kind of sound almost. Especially if you put it on just like a slight fuzz. Sounds really cool. Gives it that, kind of classic video game feel. video game kind of effect, and you can only really get that by turning that bass down. So other guitars and, you know, pedals and effects and things, of course, can get you that 16-bit lo-fi feel, but this actually does it better than all the others. And it still has the ability, put all the tone, put all the bass right back in, and we're on the same fuzz channel. And it still gets super, super heavy if you want the real heavy. Stuff. Very cool guitar though. I'm super impressed with this thing. It does not weigh a whole lot. It's very lightweight. So that's always a plus, especially some Telecasters, you know, they call them a slab for a reason. This has that really nice belly cut for big guys like me. And it's got a taper on the bottom corner. So it's actually overall, you know, it's not a shredder. It's not as thin as like a Legator Ninja, but it's definitely way thinner and lighter weight than most of your Telecasters are going to be. Granted, I've only played Fender and Squier Telecasters. I don't think I've actually played a Tele. I had a J Tercer for a little bit, but that doesn't count. So I haven't really played any good high-end Telecasters from other brands to compare it to, like a Schecter, like the PT model or anything. I have not played those. So compared to a Fender, this thing plays on par, I would say. On par, tones and playability, weight, speed, you know, how it feels, all that kind of stuff, on par with the American Professional Strat. I think the Strat obviously fills a little bit of a different niche and is a just way different guitar. But comparing like specs and everything, you're getting very similar value. And value for the dollar, this is half the price of an American Pro. That's pretty good. It's not quite half, but you get the idea. The American Pro is very, very expensive. This is not nearly that bad. But again, you're not getting a USA-made instrument. So keep that in mind. You are getting a Korean instrument, but it is a very high-end Korean instrument. I wouldn't worry about that. Only thing that I would say I maybe complain about, maybe two things, both on the fretboard. These inlays, the dot inlays, they're called like the clay dots or whatever. I don't know if they're actually made of clay, but they've got that off yellow color, the kind of vintage feel to them. They look very cool. I like those a lot. The dots on the top of the neck are just white. They could have matched that. That would have been cool. Is it nitpicking? Yes. Other than that, at a guitar that retails for $1,200, even though, again, I didn't pay anywhere close to that, but for a guitar that retails for $1,200, I want stainless steel frets. That's just, I like stainless steel. They feel really good. If you've never played an instrument with stainless steel, go figure out how to find one and play it. They're awesome. My Schecter SLS Elite has stainless steel frets stock, and that guitar I got for $900. So this guitar in that same price range, not having stainless steel, it's annoying. But again, do most people care about that? Absolutely not. It's just not that big a deal. I just think it would be cool. But you are getting the bass contour, and the bass contour is awesome. One thing about that though, and I have not opened this up to look at the electronics, and all the electronics are front mounted, so nothing on the back to access there, just to get to the pot on the bass contour. But can you switch the pickups in here easily and still have the functionality of the bass contour? I don't know. I haven't opened it up. I don't plan on opening it up because I like these pickups. I don't think there's any reason to change them. But if you wanted to change these pickups, can you still keep the bass contour? So that's a question. I don't know. If you know if you've changed pickups on a Reverend before, drop it in the comments and let me know, because I'd be curious. Because I think a lot of people, just in the guitar world in general, whenever they see stock pickups that are like house brands, they always change them. Everybody does, no matter what. It doesn't matter. They could be $300 Fishmans in there. If you call them Schecter humbuckers, somebody will swap them. Guaranteed. Probably 4 Fishmans. Congratulations, you played yourself. But yeah, that's a curiosity. So my only negatives that I can really say about this thing, I wish it had matching dots on the top, but who really cares at the end of the day? I'll get over it. Stainless steel frets would have been cool, and then I just don't know about keeping that if you swapped the pickups, but that will not affect me, so that's fine. Everything else, I have no complaints. Usually there's something I can find. This guitar is, mint condition, like brand new off the wall. It's got very cool 6-bolt neck plate there with, if you can even see it, kind of the Reverend logo going on. That's pretty neat. It just overall, like, it's a killer guitar. There's nothing else I can say negative. So I try to always, in all these demos and reviews, give you my honest opinions, and that's it. There's nothing to complain. It's perfectly balanced. It sits great on your body. That cutout is awesome. And one of the reasons I really like this guitar over my normal Squire Strat, my custom Strat that I play a lot, this thing is way more comfortable, and it has so much versatility. I like it a lot. You can hear it a little bit. Just about who plays their electric guitar like that? I don't know. All right, that's all I got for this one. So if you've got a Reverend, tell me about it in the comments, and tell me if you've ever swapped pickups and if you were able to keep the functionality of this bass contour knob, because that's what I'm really interested in, and that would be cool to know. So drop it in there and tell me what other guitars you want to see. Always got stuff coming in and out. I've got, I think, 6 other guitars that don't belong to me that are either here already or are coming tomorrow. So lots of guitars, and we can always make demos out of just about anything. So let me know what you want to see, and we'll catch you in the next one.